our next two aircraft. Taxiing on at the left-hand end of the main runway, and it's now time for one of the highlights of the afternoon's proceedings. And this is a display you will not see at any other show in the UK, or indeed at hardly any other shows anywhere in the 2017 season. But we're delighted to welcome it back for the second year running, and with an incredibly painted aircraft in the lead, because recently the French Navy hosted the NATO Tiger meet, the gathering of aircraft from squadrons across NATO with Tiger or big cats in the emblem. Special colour schemes are a big part of that, and the host unit, the French Navy's member squadron of the NATO force, of the magnificent Dassault Rafale M. Naval Air Arm, the Aeronautique Navale at Landivisiau in Brittany, climbing out to 3,000 feet, going through a 90-degree turn as they do so, and they'll be staying as a pair for the early part of this display. But it doesn't start off at high speed, because we'll be seeing the aircraft in the so-called dirty configuration, thus with undercarriage down the Aeronautique Navale. In fact, it's replaced no fewer than 7 platforms in all across those two armed services. We'll see the hooks, I think, back down on the next pass in so-called column formation, with the French Navy, the type replaced first, the tremendously charismatic Ling Temco Vought F-8P Crusader fighter, and then last year it completed the replacement of the Dassault Super Étendard. 3 squadrons in that air arm now operational on this type. Took to the air in 1986. 5 years later, the first prototypes of both the Air Force and Navy versions made their maiden flights. And from the outset, it was designed to be a very versatile platform. It's the latest in a long line of delta-winged Dassault combat jets, but it's a significant advance even on the very capable Mirage 2000 that the French Air Force still uses. That delta and canard configuration that you can see, chosen for the excellent high angle of attack maneuverability, and a combination of range and weapons carrying capability, and of course it has full fly-by-wire controls. In towards us for an opposition break. Display unique to the French Navy. We see one aircraft going through its paces on a far axis. That's the Tiger striped example, while the grey one comes in at the slow with hook down. So we will get a close-up look at the Tiger-striped example in due course. These 2 of 48 Rafales in service across 3 Aeronavale squadrons. And the Tiger-striped example comes down. backbone of the French Navy's carrier and helicopters. Flew again from the Charles de Gaulle in the course of what the French dubbed Opération Harmattan, the French contribution to the coalition actions in Libya. In 2011, the Navy Rafales joined those operations 2 days after sailing from Toulon. And in Libya, the Rafales took part in many air-to-ground strikes alongside French Air Force Rafales and Mirage 2000s, and in that conflict the Rafale truly demonstrated all its capabilities except air-to-air. The focus now is on Opération Chamal, the French contribution to the efforts against Daesh in Iraq. They're operating there from shore bases alongside Air Force examples, performing close air support, air interdiction, and the ISR, intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance role. Success in the Libyan operations in 2011, Rafales are now being delivered to the Egyptian Air Force. That of Qatar is to follow, and it's still in contention for various other requirements. Unlike the Gripen that we saw earlier, but like the Typhoon that's coming next, it's a twin-engined aircraft, a pair of Snecma M88-2 afterburning turbofans. There's a great deal of commonality between the Air Force and Navy derivatives of the aircraft. The airframes are largely identical except for the undercarriage and of course the addition of the carrier arrestor hook that we've seen during the display by the two Rafale M's. What we're going to see now is the grey aircraft coming into land while the Tiger striped one flies through again with, I expect, another wing rock. Although a zoom climb will do very nicely as well. They've got rather more airspace to play with today than they did during their rehearsal yesterday when it looks like the Tiger Stripe jet still isn't finished. And that was his final break into the circuit. An aircraft with all the flair and charisma of the previous Dassault fighters, the likes of the Mystère, Ouragan and Mirage families, superbly demonstrated today by the French Navy, the two pilots from Flotille 11F at Landivisiau on the Dassault Rafale Marine. Simulated carrier deck bolter, I'm pretty sure positively the final act before a final full stop landing by the lead aircraft from this pair of Rafales. As Dave was saying just now, the French Navy also represented here with one of their Westland Lynx HAS-4 maritime helicopters in the static park. Always hugely welcome participants at Yeovilton Air Days. You don't see this sort of support from them at any other British show, and that does indeed conclude a brilliant display from the two pilots of the two Rafale M's from Flotille 11F. Call sign Kimono.